tell you, one of the best things that I did for my marriage was get a divorce. Because that separation literally forced me to look at the active problems that were going on in our relationship instead of it being overshadowed by the responsibilities of our home, the responsibilities of our careers, the responsibilities of entrepreneurship, the responsibilities of our children. There were things that we needed to work on, but when you're actively in a problem, you cannot see the solution to that because you're moving about your day in this routine matter. So some people may look at, well, you're going to divorce your husband even though y'all still kind of together, so on and so forth. Let me just clear one thing. I've always said that I was going to spin the block for that man. He's not the problem. It's the problems that we had within ourselves that were causing issues in our relationship. And we were just not able to take the time to figure out, or not even figure out, but work on what those problems were because we were so busy doing everything else. And so for me in my house, that looked like literally taking a step back and going forth with the divorce because I wanted there to be a clear separation between him and I. I did not want there to still be this thing dangling over our head, this other responsibility of being married that would keep us from truly identifying the things that we needed to do for ourselves instead of always thinking in the mindset of us being this couple and what we needed to do for each other, if that makes sense. And it's been about 6 months since him and I have been separated physically in my own apartment and him in the main house, I like to call it. And but I just wanted to share that because sometimes we're told that we have to stay in a certain situation and just work it out as we are in it. But I'm telling you that sometimes it's hard to do that when you're actively in the problem. So do what's going to work best for you. I'm telling you this, the discovery that I've made for just myself and for him as well, going to therapy and just working on those inner issues that end up ultimately affecting our relationship has been such a blessing in disguise. And even though this was not the decision that I thought we would eventually make to get us to where we are now, this was the best decision for me to make for where we are now. So make sure that you're doing what works for you, your family, and the goals and the lifestyle that you want going forward in your life. It doesn't all need to look the same, and you don't have to stay together in order to work on things for your relationship.
Nowadays, we have a viral problem and shit. You get a lot of assholes using pseudo intellectual, garbage and bullshit to explain their egregious bad behavior. They're lazy, them being lazy in these said relationships, these supposed relationships. I like to call them boiler room relationships and shit. Women like to call them starter marriages and everything. But basically, this content creator, being Tiffany, has voiced a popular opinion and talked about how, she got out of her marriage and shit. And, she still cares about the guy and she would spin the block for the guy. So that's like a hey big head thing and shit. And, it's giving, she wants to entertain other options that you want to like to say, because you always have to use blanket terms when I speak frankly and shit. She probably was screwing around on this guy, or she wants to screw around on this guy. She's just tired of looking at this fucking guy because she never really loved him. And if she did love him and she fell out of love with him, she has a moral responsibility to tell him straight face to face and shit. Children, no children, whatever the fuck responsibilities they have. But they don't do this because women want to come out of everything with a plausible deniability and smelling like a rose and shit. I just say fuck it. Be frank, okay? And that's basically what I'm saying is being, they call it toxic masculinity and shit. You feel like your wife is slipping away, just step to her face to face and say, hey, what's going on? Do you not give a shit? And ask for her phone and shit, if you're so inclined to shit. Ask for her phone on the spot and go through that bitch while she's looking at it. And if she goes on some bullshit about you not trusting her, say, yeah, I don't trust you and shit because you're moving funny and shit. And despite what I find this phone, I'm going to initiate a divorce. You can get your money now and shit. I don't want you to get it later when I'm too old to do anything about the rest of my fucking life and shit. I don't want to be in a boiler room relationship. I don't want to be in a conditional relationship based on your conditions, not mine, not ours. We don't do nothing. We got married and they said all this bullshit and it's ceremonial. It don't mean nothing and shit. I am not your employee and shit. I am not here to make your life better. We're here to because we supposedly love each other and we're supposed to have some kind of relationship, but you've decided to change the rules. And now that I know this and shit, or I suspected you were doing this shit, I'm gonna just push the purge button right fucking now and shit. She running her mouth and shit. She's over 40. She's separated from her husband. She has children and shit. She left the house to the husband. He was probably taking care of the motherfucking kids. And the day she moves out, he should have took his fucking ass downtown and filed the child support papers on her shit. You know, should have initiated that divorce and filed child support. The minute he does that, she'll want those fucking kids back and shit. You give her those motherfucking kids and give her the bare minimum and shit. Give her all the child support she did. Court order child support. You do your visitations and you keep it a buck. If she don't want the motherfucking kids because she getting her cheeks clapped by Pookie and shit, then you get that child support. You file them papers on her ass and stay on her ass. Make that motherfucker pay 100%. She ain't no 50-50 woman when she ain't your fucking problem. She 100% woman. She's a queen. You know, with Pookie. Okay? She's a queen with Pookie, but she gonna pay you your money and shit. And if she take them motherfucking kids, then you pay her money and keep it a buck, keep it a bare minimum and shit. Don't make her have to text you. Don't let her text you or nothing. Change your fucking phone number. Give her a goddamn email and use the court-appointed parental app and shit to communicate. There's some bullshit, you know. These women act like we're utilities. We're not even people and shit. You know, that makes me sick. They act like we ain't fucking people. We're not human beings with feelings and shit. You know, because our genders are different and shit. And we need to address that head on. Okay, you do that by being clinical. And you know, like I learned in one of my professions, you learn how big the yard is and then you run that bitch. Okay? You know, like all these rules, all these things they put in, you know, our current society that designed to trip us up and fuck us up over time can be turned in on itself. Anything can be reversed. Okay? Right? Situational Tai Chi, I would call it. Right? If she want to go out and be free and shit, it's going to cost her. You know, you're going to take that feminine mindset shit. Get your bag. Get your paper and shit. Make her get her fucking paper. Make her take another job and shit. Now she want to fuck around and shit, you know. You got them kids. You got to take care of them motherfucking kids. You got to work 80 plus hours and then you got to have these kids on your insurance. You got to take them to school, all this bullshit. And then you ain't going to take shit from her, you know. Make sure you drop them motherfucking kids off when Pookie over there. Just say, hey, call them stepdaddy. Say, hey, stepdaddy, I need some money. Tell them to help. Tell your kids to tell that nigga to help them with their homework and all that bullshit, and tell them about their problems and what happened at the playground today and shit. Do that kind of shit. Women do that bullshit to us. They don't allow you to get out clean and shit. I feel like that Eddie Griffin line about Cosby, how they don't let you leave this shit clean. Okay? They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to go on with their life. They don't want you to care if they go on with their life or not. If you're cool with them going on with their life and being with whoever, and, you know, gargling 10 dicks and shit a night, you know, they don't care about that shit. They want to own your ass and shit because they socially engineered to be agents of chaos. You know, it's sad. You have to enforce checks and balances. This is what they truly want. Okay? And as long as this kind of malaise and bullshit, you know, pseudo misandry, you know, disguised as some kind of psychological talk exists and shit, I would posit that you run the block after you learn the rules of the game. Okay? Stay on the fucking ass. Okay? Stay on the motherfucking ass. Just text that motherfucker. Okay? Text that bitch. Okay? Don't let her come over your fucking house. Meet her in public places, preferably a police station. Make her have to go in there by the desk sergeant to hand off the motherfucking kids if she's a dissident. She has criminal mindset and shit. Most of them do. Okay? Yeah, listen to this shit. I looked at the woman. When I listen to it, I always, you know, I have to use the male gaze. Because when they come to that supposed table that doesn't really exist, they only bring their ass. So I'm gonna look at your fucking ass and see if I want to put up with that shit. Like, how much shit am I willing to put up with because of your ass? Okay? Because you ain't bringing shit else. You ain't bringing no emotional fulfillment, no true partnership or nothing. Don't think you want me to hand you my wallet so you can empty that bitch out. And you may or may not give it back. You might give it to Pookie so he can And I just want to do some egregious shit. They be in love with you, they love bomb your fucking ass, you think you in some shit, and then they pull the plug on your ass and you left out, you don't know what to fucking do, you psychologically damaged, start doing crazy shit because you don't know how to react to it. They know how to do this bullshit. But unfortunately they've been posting all their secrets on their trade secrets online and shit. Now dudes are looking at it. The guys that's in these fucked up situations, circa 2025, they want to be in these fucked up situations with these goddamn women. Okay? No matter what she do. Even if you lose in court, just pay her her money. Just pay that money and keep it a buck, man. And change your fucking phone number. You know? Get that motherfucker email. If you have to communicate with her by phone, put that shit on a burner phone. You know? Get a burner phone and give her that shit. Or get a new phone and let her keep the old. Nah, just give her a fucking burner phone. And then you get a label maker and you write baby mama on that fucking phone. You stick that shit on the back of that phone and you put it in your glove compartment in the back of the drawer in the bathroom medicine cabinet. And you look at that motherfucker on schedule. You put a schedule on your real phone to go look at your messages and see if she wanted anything and shit. Other than that, just give her a text message just give her an email. Don't allow her to be able to continually contact you post relationship if she was egregious and an agent of chaos during the supposed union. You're not obligated. You're to sacrifice your peace and happiness to somebody's narcissistic whims. All right, I'm serious about that. Look at this shovel mouth chick. She got a big ass mouth. She got a fat jaw like Joe Louis. And I'm thinking, like, well, what's she gonna do? Like, why would you be upset with whoever she ends up with? Like, you already been in that shit. You only go in the whole first once. You only go there. You only have one first time with this motherfucker. She gonna have a lot of first times with other guys, and it's her whole, it's her body, her choice and shit. Remember all that bullshit when you dealing with these women. They talk about some interpersonal bullshit about how they feel and the feelings, and the man ain't doing this shit. Just think about like, hey, your body, your choice and shit. It's your whole. Okay, that's all you can give me is a hole to put my eggplant in and shit. That's all you're offering. You're not offering anything else. I don't want a partner. We want motherfucking wife. Okay, I'm not looking for that. I want somebody I can love and talk to and share myself with and shit truly. And you're not offering that. Okay, a lot of you are not offering that shit. So, you know, you don't want the bare minimum, but you give the bare minimum shit. Bare minimum. What the fuck else use do I have for you other than your ass? Okay, that makes you sad. So I'd rather not be in a relationship. I'd rather not be in a relationship. I can't. No modern woman is rolling up on me and shit for circa 2025 and shit. Okay, I ain't for the shits. So I can't be in a relationship with you. All right, this would be transactional. Then I have to. You have to sign that NDA and shit, and I have to see you naked before we do anything from all angles and decide if I want to buy that groceries and shit. And you're not required to do any malfeasant sexual activity with me. Just things that normal people do and shit. Normal, well-adjusted people do behind closed doors. Okay, not a freak or nothing. But you make it hard to be in a organic relationship. This is what I guess you feminists want. Okay, you took femininity out of feminism and shit, and you made everybody whores on OnlyFans. Right? OnlyFans models, fake ass influencers and shit. I'm so tired of seeing women holding the phone cocked up at a certain angle, looking at their head in the 3/4 view. And all this shit kicked up on your face, and it's not even a real person that you're gonna get. You're gonna get a busted chick with a used box and shit who got psychological issues that you are not, required to, solve. Okay, you're not required that. You're not here to live your life for anyone else and shit. You wasn't born in bondage to this woman or these people. You was not born that way. Your life is your own. It's yours to live and discover who you are. Don't waste it and shit. Okay? Today is my 56th birthday. And I decided to come here and post this video and because, I want, other men out there, maybe in my situation of, hopefully not worse, but, maybe men that's approaching, a situation that I've experienced in my many years. I want to make sure that these things don't happen to you, that you don't waste your life. Well, not that you enjoy your life and live your life to the best of your ability. And if you got to do it by yourself and shit, they turned everything transactional. You can't have a real organic relationship. So what's the point of having an inorganic deal? A deal of convenience. She has something you need. Not really. They globalized the market and shit with their stupid ass. Their original passport bros and shit from probably the 70s, a little bit before that and shit. Then we started doing it and it was against the law and shit in the black gynocracy. Alright? You're not here to live for someone else. When you look at this woman, a big shovel mouth, her entitlement and shit, she's not even a fucking 5 and shit. And the only reason I would do such a thing and make such a blatant judgment of her looks and shit is because that's all she brings into the house. What can she do other than lay down or bend over and shit, or get on her fucking knees and shit if she's so inclined? Right? Everything's at her fucking whim and shit. Why do you need that in your house? Do you really need that? You can rent that shit and you can live your best life and go about your business and shit. Do you really want someone like this to have your children and shit and have a hold on you for over 18 years? Really, it's the rest of your life. Okay? You don't need that. Okay? They want to turn their vagina into a DoorDash and shit. That's on them and shit. Nobody told them nothing. It's their body, their motherfucking choice. They boomerang that shit back when they come with you with whack ass talking points and shitty behavior. That shit just bounces off. That shit comes right the fuck back. Okay? Because, well, the laws of the universe are what they are and shit. We were made for a specific reason by the Most High. We're two disparate pieces of the same puzzle that are supposed to fit together, but they want to put a square peg in a round hole. Right? And we want to put something in their hole and shit, but it's not exactly necessary in the global market, sexually speaking. And it wouldn't be that way if they were earnest about anything that they claimed in all these hate videos, these rage porn videos and shit. If they were completely honest and shit, these videos would disappear overnight. Okay? Now, I want to believe in the human condition, but I guess we'll just have to see where society goes from here, right? Anyway, thanks for coming and watching my videos, all the videos that I posted, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much and shit. I would like to reach 1,000 views, but who knows? People rather stop me than help me. And it's okay. Because every time they do that shit, I'll be on that Captain America shit. I'll be getting up in that fucking alley after I got, then one of these bitches hit me with a cinder block or something. I get my ass knocked the fuck down, and I be kidding up with my fist up. Like, I do this shit all day. I'm gonna do that shit till I'm in my coffin. Okay? Alright? Ideally speaking, and I'd be laid out in my coffin, and these bitches would be coming up there with them crocodile tears looking at that shit, and somebody put a bomb on it and just detonate that shit, and I can have a posthumous laugh. Anyway, I'm going off the rails. Alright? I don't think it's whatever the fuck she talking about don't mean shit. If you got the motherfucking kids, she leave with them kids in the fucking house, all them goddamn bills, you make sure you file child support. Shit, if she take the motherfucking kids, make sure you restrict unnecessary access and make sure she's responsible. Shit, okay? And sometimes women won't. They'll wait until your kid ages out and then file child support. They'll wait till your kid graduates from high school and file child support the next day. That is a flex, and I'll talk about that later. That being said, I'll move on. Yeah, things to do, I guess. I don't know. The Geek Underground, right? So I'm telling you, 3 rules. The first one is keep your head on the swivel. The second one is protect your bag. It's the only thing they want, really. It's very sad. And last but not least, and most importantly, do not make fallen women the stewards of your household or the mothers of your children and shit, okay? Plain and simple. SYSBM equals save yourself, black man. No. All praise to the Most High King.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.